Well, today's episode is going to be a very short one because, due to the nature, if you guys probably already seen, I released the latest DWZ discussion, the Cosmic Angels new version, past, present, and future. However, that took much of my time, so I decided not to burn out, decided to just review the latest ChocoPro events. The first one is number 430, which took place at the Basement Monster, which is a venue well known that, of course, many promotions have used it. Features, of course, the Asian Dream Tag Team titles being defended. The winners of the recent tournament, Chonchito and Pure J's Leon face Black Kamanachi, Antonio Honda, and Tokiko Hara. But it's going to be interesting to see who walks out victorious. And then, of course, we have number 431 featuring many interesting matches as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun to enjoy all of them. And also, just to let you guys know, there is no news updates for this particular episode. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews with various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world. Pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real timing news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, all introductions have been said. I believe it's time to get this show on the road. So, as I said before, the entire episode, it's all about ChocoPro. First, let's just begin with, of course, number 431, Fair Warning. Okay, ChocoPro number 430. This was not in the Ichigaya Square place, where they had the mat, the chocolate mat. This was in an actual venue called the Basement Monster. I have seen promotions use this from DDT Pro Wrestling, Tokyo Pro Wrestling, um, Gambari Pro, and various other promotions that are willing to use it. It's a very small venue, but it's doable. It does have an actual ring. Now, this means that this is one of their bigger shows. So anybody asks, that's the way. Because when you hear a title that says like Fair Fight, that means is the event will be in an actual ring. It could be anywhere. So just putting that as always. Now, of course, like when it comes to big shows that they do, they always have Mei Suruga does her performance along with Mia and Chi, which they did. But our first match features, of course, Hiroi Yawada, Kao Hiromi, and Balian Aki. They take on Nonaka Seto, Sayaka, and Chris Brooks. Now, of course, you probably would think there was going to be very interesting moments. Now, of course, Kao had her dealings with Chris Brooks in the past, even though he's a bit taller, a bit cocky. But however, It was in fact Hiroyi who suffered the excuse me suffered the loss when Sayaka applied. And I'm hopefully I got it right. It is the Northern Light suplex, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, Sayaka wins with for her team. Our next match, we have singles action. We have all the way from Gambari Pro, Munetatsu Nakamura versus Masahiro Takanashi. Now, those who I often know this, I often say that Masa is a bit of a clever, slick wrestler. Basically, he is the type of person that can try to do things a little different, try to maneuver not to get caught, or try to break the rules, but try to bend it in a way where he will not get penalized for it. And that's exactly what he did. However, he outsmarted Nakamura when he applied the inside cradle. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. Our next match, we have tag team match, and we have Miya Yatsuba teaming up with Chiko Shikawa to take on Sayaka Obihiro and Mei Shruga. Now, what's interesting, those who already know this, Che and Obi, they in fact were former tag champions. It's interesting now that they stand aside, but however, don't forget Mei was the one who trained Mia, so that kind of plays out. But one thing was interesting in this match is, of course, is the rivalry between both Chi and Mei. Mei, as you know, has been one of Emi Sakura's proteges and been high praised by many fans. But she, on the other hand, she has a uniqueness that makes her wants to reach for the top. And unfortunately, she did that by pinning Mei Shruga. 1, 2, 3. It's over. So that does that mean that she will challenge for the Super Asia Championship? Most likely, that would be in her back pocket. So we will see what happens from there on. Now, our main event, we have the Asian Dream Tag Team titles. Black Kamenachi, Tokiko Kihara, and Antonio Honda makes their defense, taking on Lions Dance, consisting of Chonchiru and Leon. Now, remember, these two Lions Dance won a recent tag team tournament that took place, I believe, last month or somewhere last month or so, because this event took place on the 22nd of February. But nonetheless, it was possibly likely that this was going to happen. But the real question is, will Black Kamenachi retain the belts like they probably would do due to their usual comedic ways? Which, well, we did see, of course, Tokiko brought in a big fan, and just like that, that worked in their favors. But it was Honda who allowed himself to pick up the win when he applied a bridge onto Chon, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. So basically, they retained the belt. But as soon as the post show happened, Masahiro Takanashi made some big announcements to the entire fan base that their next big show will take place on March 31st. But this time, there's going to be a new venue where they're going to be, and I think this one surprised fans. And this is going to be at the Tokyo Square in Atabashi. Now, they have wrestled in, of course, the Atabashi Green Hall, Shinkiba, Shinjuku Face, where like much, and of course Cork and Hall, but that's about a year or two ago that happened. But sooner or later we'll go back there once the opportunity arises. So I can't wait to see that one. So buckle up. For right now, let's move on to the next ChocoPro show, number 431. Final review. We continue with more with ChocoPro. This was number 431. Now they're back at Ichigaya Square. Originally, this event happened the day after Fair Fight, but it was not uploaded, of course, onto their YouTube channel until the 2nd of March. They are a tendency to do things like that, folks. I mean, it's not surprising to me, but for those who are new to the channel or those who follow Choco Pro and probably don't know it, well, now you know. So, as always, the show opened up with Irikane, who is still out. Last thing I remember, she was on injury, but she wasn't too afraid to do the opening of the show, which, of course, was a lot of fun. Now, our first match, we have Nonaka Seto, Chonshiru, and Chris Brooks taking on Ken Oka, Balinaki and Tokiko Kirihara. Now, nothing too special about this match in any way possible. So that kind of plays it out. However, of course, Chris Brooks can't stand Ken Oka, who is dressed up to the one person that Chris Brooks is mostly annoyed with, and that is, of course, Mei Suga. That's always been who he is. He can't stand her. But with Ken dressing up like her, well, he knows how to push his buttons. However, this match you would have assumed certain things. It was Balin Aki who picked up the win when he applied a inside cradle onto Nonoka, and just like that, one, two, three, done. Our next match, we had a singles match. We have Hiroyi Yawada taking on Mia Yatsuba. Now, of course, many of you would think, okay, Mia may have the advantage due to her longer experience than Hiroyi. Hiroyi made her debut last year, but it was Mia who was a lot longer than her. So that kind of plays out pretty well. But of course, like any other type with rookies, you know that many of the veterans, those who have experience, would put the rookies to shame when they apply the Boston Crab, which of course was effective. And just like that, Mia picked up the win. Now, our main event, we have, of course, the former tag champions Chiko Shikawa, Sayaka Obihiro, or as we just call her, Obi. They take on Kao Hiroi and Mei Shru. Yeah, so once again, these two team up despite of their ages and despite of their heights. Maya, we like to call it a little. I like to call it a little slide devil, or some people call it a devil's apple, whatever they want to call her. But anyway, you would think that the advantage would go to her since she is the Super Asia champion. No, well, it turns out, as I mentioned before in the last review, she actually will challenge for the Super Asia Championship. So this is, you could say, is a preliminary match. However, Chi, of course, will definitely send a direct message to Mei through Kaho, and that's exactly what she did when she pinned her. And just like that, uno, dos, tres, it was done. So Chi sent the message. Now, for our Jonkin tournament, not to know what to expect, well, I do know that Balinaki and May did not make it all the way through. Neither did um, of course Kaho, but the one person that made it through all the way to the end, and of course it was Chris Brooks. Runner up was none other than Tokiko. So nonetheless, it was of course a pretty good fun event. But I can't wait to see more. So for now, we'll see what happens. Until then, they haven't announced who's going to participate. Well, they did say that the titles for the Super Asia Championship and the Asian Dream Tag Team belts will be on the line on the 31st. But more information will come soon enough. But as of right now, since we have no news updates, let's just call it a day. Okay. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. First things first, I want to apologize that I did not continue on. Like I said before, I was mostly focusing on the discussion video, which I probably already uploaded right about now. And of course, hope you guys enjoyed. So, as for our next episode, I haven't decided, but hopefully, I get to see the latest Stardom show because the anticipation is killing me knowing what's going to happen with Tam Nakano if she loses to Kamitani. So we will see what happens until then. But for now, I haven't decided what events to review. We'll just leave things as it is. So until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day.